In our last time together, we noted particularly that this text references the apostles with a capital A, yet it does have significance for us as, in terms of a secondary meaning, we can draw from this text and understand something about what it means to be a representative, an apostle with a small a, in the service of Jesus Christ. The 12.
I've been going through some difficult days.
The 12 commissioned apostles operated as Jesus's ambassadors to the world. Jesus sent them into the world with certain demographic markers, demonstrative miracles, and a dynamic message. Specifically, he sent them with a promise of security to a people who needed to hear, and with an express ability to offer peace. Jesus sent them with parameters: proclamation, power, without a purse, to people with an offering of peace. Jesus sent them, noted, with parameters, with restrictions, limitations, or boundaries. Hear him saying, "Go nowhere among the Gentiles, and enter no town of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Verses 5 through 6. Jesus himself never left Palestine, and his teaching and preaching ministry focused on the house of Israel. This focus facilitated precision. Just as Jesus focused his proclamation, he also focused his instructions for reaching this particular group of people. He sent his ambassadors as his representatives to a particular group of people. Jesus set a specific sphere of operation. He noted certain strictures: no Gentiles, no Samaritans, but only to Israel. Again, let's remember this as a specific, unique instruction to the first sending of the apostles, noting that Jesus later instructs them to take this message to the entire world in Matthew chapter 28. What we glean from this is that our Lord calls us, apostles with a small a, to a specific vineyard. As a child, Mom required us to complete certain tasks before we were allowed to play. One of those chores included tending the garden and removing the grass. Each of us had a section of the garden to hoe. With the sun searing down, flies buzzing and horseflies biting, snakes squirming. The most irritating thing in the garden was receiving instructions from another row. No one likes a back row whore. Usually, the one barking the instructions either had not finished their own row, was in the process of hoeing a crooked row, or they were carelessly chopping down a plant or two themselves. Why? Because you can effectively tend your row and someone else's row at the same time. You must focus on your own row. In ministry, Jesus has given each of us a row to hoe. We do well to hoe our own row and not attempt to monopolize the entire garden. Stay out of the corn and the cucumbers. Leave the squash and the greens alone, but rather focus on the tomatoes that you were supposed to be hoeing. Hoe your own row. You're not getting paid to hoe my row, so focus on yours. As witnesses for Christ today, we need to remember the focus of our ministry. Our ministry should center on the people and not on packing our own personal purses.